It is a sacred festival for the island's most honoured creatures. Every year, carefully trained elephants parade through the ancient capital, Kandy. The largest carries what's believed to be a tooth of the Lord Buddha. For centuries, Sri Lankans have revered elephants as a symbol of faith, history and culture. But now they've also become the enemy.
On an average, we have about 120 elephants being killed due to the conflict, and about 65 humans also being killed by elephants due to the same conflicts.
It's just a short drive from Kandy to where the wild herds roam. At the end of each dry season, they converge on this lake in a national park. Thousands of tourists come to witness the gathering, but only from the safety of a moving van. Now, we can get very close to them, but we are absolutely not allowed to get outside the vehicle. It's just far too dangerous to be in the open with wild elephants around, which is a fine rule to enforce inside the national park. The problem is, just on the edge of the park, a short elephant walk away, there are now literally thousands of people living in villages, and the elephants just don't realise they're not supposed to go there. As the sun sets, the fear begins for Premadasa and his wife Nadawati. They live in a mud brick hut alongside the national park. Like many subsistence farmers, Premadasa came here to escape the civil war in the north, where the government has been fighting Tamil separatists for more than 20 years. He and his wife now find themselves in a never-ending conflict with elephants. National Park rangers give them firecrackers to try to scare off any elephants that attack their home. But Nadawati's too scared to use them and dares not go outside at night. Their next-door neighbour was killed by a wild elephant when he made the mistake of walking around after dark. Every night, wild elephants roam through the surrounding countryside, even in the nearby town of Habarana. They loom out of the darkness, then disappear into the jungle or someone's garden. In the morning, Nadawati's house is unscathed, but her crops have been trampled again. So how big was the elephant? Like many who settled here in recent years, they didn't even know about the elephants. They don't want them destroyed. But they would like the authorities to get rid of the elephant that terrorizes them every night.
කෑ ගහනකොට යනවා. මේ අලියා බෑ කෑ ගැහුවටවත් යන්නේ නැහැනේ සද්ද නැතුව ඉන්නවනේ. ඉතින් මිනිස්සු බයයි ඒකට.
In the last century, the island's population has grown from 3 million to almost 20 million. People have not only moved into the elephants' territory, but also destroyed their habitat, forcing them to forage ever further for food. It's part of a worldwide phenomenon of increasing violence between people and elephants. While elephants kill scores of Sri Lankans each year, villagers kill almost twice as many elephants in self-defence or retaliation. Some of their offspring end up here, at an orphanage for elephants. Every morning they're led to a river to bathe. Tourists enjoy the spectacle of a tame and artificial herd. Raised in captivity, they can never be released into the wild.
So this isn't a solution, it's a bit of a stopgap measure for dealing with this problem. It's a stopgap measure. It was a measure to look after the orphaned elephants because nobody knew what to do with them. But now, of course, it has grown into large proportions.
Jayantha Jayawardena is an advisor to the Sri Lankan government on elephant conservation. He believes the conflict now endangers the wild elephant's survival.
There's a lot of complacency in the sense by the people who are supposed to look after the elephants and see to their conservation. But that complacency is, I think, due to the fact that a lot of elephants are visible wherever you go in jungle areas. But there is certainly a major crisis.
When you see so many elephants here, you sort of get the impression that Sri Lanka is full of elephants and it's not a problem.
Yes, that's just an illusion.
British colonialists hunted elephants to the brink of extinction for sport. Since independence in 1948, governments have tried to preserve their nation's symbol. But the number of wild elephants has dropped from 12,000 to less than 5,000, and conservationists fear even that number can't be sustained.
My feeling is that we cannot save all the elephants that Sri Lanka has now, but with proper policies, proper strategies and proper management and conservation plans put into operation, I think there is hope for elephants. Not in the numbers that we have, but maybe in numbers that would be sufficient to keep them as a viable population for the next 50 to 100 years.
The plan involves relocating both people and elephants, and capturing elephants that continually threaten humans.
Not culling. Culling connotes killing. It's not killing that we are talking of. It is capture of selected elephants that would be killed anyway out of the 120 per year that I talked of. Taming them, it's easy to tame an elephant. 3 to 6 months and you got a very tame elephant from a very aggressive killer elephant. And then making sure that they are given to people who can look after them in terms of management, in terms of food, in terms of finances.
It's a controversial proposal. Elephants can suffer profound trauma from the loss of just one member of the herd. Young elephants are raised within a strong female extended family which stays together for as long as 70 years. They remain within 5 meters of their mothers for the first 8 years. Decades of habitat loss, poaching and attempts to move herds from their traditional areas are already destroying these powerful bonds. One of the reasons why Sri Lanka's elephants have survived in such large numbers is that very few of the males have tusks. Those who do, like this fellow Raja, tend to have very short lifespans. And 15 years ago he was attacked by poachers and shot in both eyes. He somehow escaped, but when he was rescued they took 65 bullets out of his body. He's been here blind and helpless ever since. Against this, most Sri Lankans feel genuine affection for elephants. Koditu Waku spends his life caring for this 40-year-old elephant that carries the Buddha's tooth in the Candy Parade.
එළිය වෙන සතා මනුස්සයට වඩා හොඳයි. මනුස්සයට වඩා ගුණ හදාගන්නක් තියෙනවා. ආද හොඳ සතෙක්. අරන් බඳපුවාම ළමයා වගේ තමයි. ඉන්න කරක් නැහැ. කම්මුල් තෙමන කාලේට මද කිපෙනවා කියන්නේ. ඒ කාලේට තරයි. ඒකට අපි දිහන්නේ නැහැ ගස් බඳලා කියන්නේ. 3 මාසයක් විතර තෙමෙනවා. කම්මුල් තෙමනවා කියලා වෙනවා. ඒක තරයි.
He's been a mahout or elephant trainer since he was 12 years old. They parade for 10 nights, and Buddhists believe that taking part brings good luck in the next life.
Jangan kurang waktu apa nih? Tadi sampai tuh kan jangan sampai tak. Itu kalau ini adik meter atas itu nggak ada guna.
But it's hard to feel affection when you're just trying to survive the night. Ratu Karunaratne stopped sleeping in his house after an elephant chased him inside and tried to knock it down. Like many farmers, he's built himself a tree house where he beds down each night. He stays in his treehouse to guard the crops while his wife sleeps in town. They moved here 6 years ago when the government gave out jungle land to help the poor. Now, elephants or not, they can't afford to leave. Jaya Jayawardena believes such challenges will have to be met.
In some areas we have to take bold decisions, they will be political decisions to move people out of areas. This can be done, but we have to also see that and ensure that these men and families who are moved out of these areas are given even better facilities than what they enjoy now.
As in much of the world, an exploding population of humans has created a war with nature. But on the island of Sri Lanka, the deaths have not lessened the regard for the world's biggest land mammal. For once, it's a story of conflict that might just have a happy ending.